Good morning to Morning Live viewers. My name is Tebo Mwai and welcome to Bottom Line with your Monday All That Market Update. The JSE powered to yet another record high on Friday as the Sell America theme continues to dominate international markets. The Allshare Index, a broad measure of overall performance, closed Friday on 93,529, up 0.4% on the day. But this level was below the highs of the week. Let's just take a look here in terms of how the JSE performed. We can see that on Friday it briefly touched the record high of 93,821. And as usual, it was the mining and the resources story. The mining index finished over 2% higher with resources up 2.8%. The question is, what's supporting this market amid the sell-off that we have seen in global stock markets on Friday? Gold. Let's take a look at that yellow metal. Higher gold prices comes as investors sought the safe haven asset amid renewed tariff threats from US President Donald Trump. We know that Trump is threatening 50% tariffs on the EU as of the 9th of June. Investors went back to selling the US dollars. They're also worried about the US fiscal debt situation, which seems to be getting out of control. This has been good for the rand. Taking a look at the local unit, on Monday, the rand strengthened below 18 rand level to the US dollar. The weaker dollar has also helped sustain the current levels in the local unit, but we expect some caution ahead of the Reserve Bank rate decision on Thursday. So we've also seen that some of the developments, of course, it's around that important rate decision. And we know that the rand has firmed as the US dollar and the local market with that rate decision. And we do expect that perhaps the interest rates could be hike, but there are mixed views on the move in the repo rates currently at 7.5%. Some economists expect the MPC to maintain the repo rate at the current level. However, with inflation below the midpoint targeted range of 4.5%, coupled with stronger rand and a rate cut can't be ruled out. But there are still concerns about the high degree of uncertainty in the global outlook. We have been told that government could soon make an announcement on the revised inflation target framework. The current inflation target is 3 to 6% and midpoint at 4.5%. But others have expressed concerns that lowering the target range will mean higher interest rates for longer. Last week, Deputy Reserve Bank Governor Fundi Chatsibana indicated that the current target is too wide and they are making recommendations to the Minister of Finance as well as the Reserve Bank Governor. Let's take a listen.
Where we have landed is that there's broad consensus among us that our range is too wide and out of line with that of our trading partners. At the end of March this year, we also held a workshop where we had a number of discussions. Just to be specific to the question asked, our technical teams have now done work which is quite advanced, and we are at the point where the technical teams will make recommendations to the Minister of Finance and the Governor of the Reserve Bank on a way forward. But we are not at this point ready to make any particular announcement.
Well, for now, we turn our focus on trading, online trading. There are lots of misconceptions about online trading. It is not true that you can become a multimillionaire by investing on online trading and drive expensive cars and live in very expensive mansions. Good traders know how to balance their risk with their returns, else you may end up losing all of your money. On Traders Corner, we are now this morning joined by Lethabo Maliti. She is to share her real life experience as an online trader. Lethabo, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you for having me, Tabo.
Tell us, who's Lethabo?
Where do I even start? This is a very fundamental question. But in a nutshell, firstly, Lethabo is obviously a daughter, a sibling, a dog mom, but overall, she is a financial markets trader.
So just tell us about when did the bug bite you? When did you start trading?
Officially started trading in around 2021, but I was fully introduced to trading in 2019.
So what are some of the experience that you've had, especially in your initial days?
One thing I can tell you about trading is that is as difficult as it can get. It's quite difficult, challenging, and it needs you to be very disciplined. So if you don't have the right discipline, I feel like you will, like you said, think it's not possible to be a multimillionaire or to drive the right cars and. Yeah.
So what are some of the mistakes that probably have cost you when you started?
Not doing enough research. I mean, one thing about trading is you can never do enough research. You need to research all the time, especially because the market changes all the time. So you need to keep up with the times, you know. So I feel like if I did more research, then yeah, I feel like I wouldn't be in like certain situations. So I'd say research.
What are you trading?
Gold, currency pairs, and your indices.
All right, thank you very much for your time. That's Letabo Maleti. She's our trader in Traders Corner. Remember, don't trade your last money. You may lose all of it, and there's never a shortcut when it comes to wealth creation. Join us again next week on Morning Live. This is Bottom Line.